What's up, ladies and gentlemen, how are you all doing? It's your boy Fusion. In today's video, we are going to be ranking all of the Call of Duty Zombies perks. Now, I just want to very quickly mention, yes, there is not any Black Ops 4 perks in there, simply because I can't remember most of them. I didn't really play loads of Black Ops 4, and even when I did play it, like I said, didn't really play it too much, not enough to properly learn all of the perks. Let's not waste any time. We are going to get straight into this, so let's go. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be listing them on how practical and how good they are. Basically going to, you know, kind of go from there really. So first off, we got double tap. I think this is double tap 2.0, and I'm more than happy to put this in A tier. Now, the reason I'm going to put it in A tier is because with double tap 2.0, it does more damage. Obviously, it shoots the bullets kind of faster, which does mean that you're gonna, you know, get through ammo a lot more quickly, but it does a lot more damage, which is useful. So, Double Tap 2.0 was, you know, fantastic when it released. Comparing it to its original, Double Tap 2.0 it's a fantastic perk, really useful. I just want to get this one out of the way. We have Double Tap, the original right here. I'm gonna put it in C tier, simply because, like I said, it's definitely not as good as the 2.0 version, but it can be useful in some situations. Double Tap 1.0 was used in Black Ops 1, and there were a few times where it became useful. Take, for example, if you had a slow shooting weapon, noticeably you can already think about the HK-21. That is where Double Tap 1.0 would be useful. Basically, there's nothing else. I don't really find Double Tap 1.0 to be all that useful, apart from the HK-21. Tombstone. Shit, right, well, the thing is, in terms of practicality, it's really good, but whenever you use Tombstone, you're leaving all of the risk on your teammates. In that regard, it can be, it's good, but it's what I'd like to call a noob's perk. I would put it in A, honestly, because it is useful, but the fact that when you use Tombstone, you're leaving it all to your teammates, I'm gonna put it in B. Who's Who? It is useful, it's a solid perk. The fact that if you just stay alive for a minute and, you know, you run around, blah, 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 and you can get, again, all your perks, all of your weapons, but there is no downside to it, really. There is genuinely no downside. So, in terms of practicality, it's better than Tombstone. It is better than Tombstone, so I'm happy to put it in A tier. Stamina Up. See, Stamina Up is useful, but the issue is, it just makes you run faster and also for a longer duration. And that's kind of it. Quite difficult because it is a really good perk. It is useful. It is useful 100%. Is it as useful as Double Tap or Who's Who? I think I'm gonna put it in B. It's a good perk. It is a good perk, but I just don't know if it's as good as Double Tap or Who's Who, in my opinion. I'm gonna skip Electric Cherry for a second. I want to try and get through some of the ones I definitely know deserve kind of like the higher tiers. Juggernaut. S tier, I mean, what more is there to say? You know, Juggernaut gives you more health. Yeah, of course you want that. Widow's Wine, see, back like 4 years ago, well, I mean, less than that, I'd say probably 2 years ago, I'd say, oh, Widow's Wine's the, you know, one of the best perks ever. But it's not, in a way. Ever since doing the round 100 on Ascension and Kino de Toten, I've realized Widow's Wine is not great. I'm gonna put it in B tier. You know, when you're going for like round 100s and you're training and stuff like that, you get hit by a zombie and then it gets, you know, caught up in the webs, it can really screw you over. So in terms of practicality, actually, I will put it in C. I will put it in C because there's been multiple occasions where I've had Widow's Wine. I've got hit by a zombie and then I suddenly get stuck because that zombie's just in that one awkward spot. Mule Kick. If you want 3 weapons, then sure, Mule Kick's your, you know, go-to perk, but almost never do I want a 3rd weapon. If I'm doing a, you know, round 50 on Kino Black Ops 1, I'll go with the MPL and the Thunder Gun. Sure, if you wanted the crossbow, yeah, go for Mule Kick. But again, you know, I almost see no use in getting Mule Kick. Black Ops 2, you know, you got the Raider Mark II. If you're playing Buried, you got the Paralyzer as well. Mob of the Dead. Obviously, I know Mule Kick's not a Mob of the Dead, but still. A Mob of the Dead, you got the Vitrolix Withering. You got all the traps. You got so much. Origins, you got staffs. You don't need Mule Kick. You just don't need it. Let's go with PhD. PhD, one of the best perks ever. Unfortunately, it's not in many maps. The one map that, you know, instantly springs to mind is Call of the Dead. You get PhD, you get your Mustang and Sallies, you get the Scavenger, you get whatever you want. PhD has you sorted, you don't take any splash damage, and on top of that, if you dive, you can go ahead and create damage that way. It's really useful. Again, PhD, there's no downsides to it, and it's not like it's useless. It can quite literally save your life, considering it's only, I think, 2,000 points. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's 2,000 points. Really useful. Great perk. S tier, 100%. Deadshot, we have our first F tier. Really not that good. There's quite literally no points. Electric Cherry is pretty damn useful. So I'm going to put it in the B tier. I think it deserves to be in B tier, because on Mob of the Dead, it's really useful. Quick Revive, S tier, you know. Gives you another life, what can I say? Speed Cola. I'm gonna put Speed Cola in A tier. It is useful. It definitely is useful. And not only that, it doesn't even have any downsides. It's just more the fact that on some maps, I don't use Speed Cola because I just don't think it's all that necessary. Whereas, you know, for the S tier, I'm always going to use them, obviously on specific maps. It's a good perk, don't get me wrong, it's just I don't think it's as useful as probably, say, these top 3. And then we got Vulturade as well. It is pretty good. You can get money, you can get ammo from it. I'm going to put it in C tier. The issue with Vulturade is that with the points and the ammo, you don't get much from it. And obviously the Green Mist, that's useful. That is very useful. But then at the same time, I almost never grab Vulturade because I just don't think it's that useful to be in one of my 4 perk slots. You know, Juggernaut, Quick Revive, Double Tap, and, you know, if I'm fancying Speed Cola, then I'll go for that. Vulturade, I'm not just going to give up one of my spots just for Vulturade, just so I can get a little bit of extra money and ammo. So for me, Vulturade goes into C tier. Thank you to everyone that watched. I really appreciate it. I think this video is probably going to go out on Monday. I really wanted to get out on Sunday, but unfortunately, I'm working. I've been working a lot recently. Kind of a shame, really, but it is what it is. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you all so much. Take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.